Hi everyone, this is Farah. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. If you love videos on luxury, handbags, fashion, lifestyle, you're gonna love it here. So please go ahead, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. As you can see from the title, today's video is why the Neverful from Louis Vuitton just did not work for me and why I'm selling it. So I still have my lovely Neverful here. This is the Louis Vuitton Neverful in the Damier Bean size MM, so the medium size with that beautiful, lovely red interior. This is such a popular tote bag. I mean, probably the most popular tote bag as far as luxury handbags is considered, in my opinion. But I'm going to talk to you guys about why it just did not work for me and why I'm selling it. So let me go ahead and get right into the video. So first of all, when it comes to a tote bag, I really want something that is very easy, can throw around, can throw over my shoulder. It's just a grab and go. And when it comes to the Neverful, one of the things for me that's just been a big con, something that's just kind of been more of a hassle than anything, is just the drop of the shoulders, at least on the MM size. I'm not sure about the other sizes, but on this one, a thing that I've mentioned before on my channel is every time I go, normally when I grab a tote bag, I grab it by the handle, I swing it over to my shoulder. You can see it always gets stuck on my elbows, and I don't think I have large arms or long arms or anything like that. I just think this is how it's set up. So I always have to find myself taking it on my other hand and then putting it over. I know that's such a minor thing, but I know when I have a lot of things in my hands, I've got like a water bottle, a coffee cup, or something else on the other hand, I don't always have a free hand to sling it over, because when I compare it to my other toes I can usually grab like this and then just go like this. And here I can, but you can see it always gets stuck like right there, and then I kind of have to shimmy it on to get it over my shoulder. So that was one of the things that was just such a con for me, and it just made the everyday use of this bag not so user-friendly for me. I know so many people have this bag and absolutely love it, and so absolutely, if you guys have this bag, you love it, of course it's working for you. But I did want to mention this video, the things that aren't working out for me. So that was one of the things. Another thing that just for me was just a reason that I just couldn't stop thinking about is just how open this bag is. I mean, it's definitely nice to have a tote bag be open and just throw things in there, pull things out, but the lack of security I really didn't like, and that's after time what got to me. It does have, as you guys know, this little D ring with a clasp that you can kind of put on like this, and it does kind of give a little bit of closure to it, but to be honest, I find myself never using this. I don't know why. I just think it's not so convenient to put it on for me, versus like a zipper would be. So I find myself never using it. So I would say most of the time, and what I've noticed for a lot of people is they just keep it open. And it's nice when you keep it open, but sometimes when you take it and you kind of put it on the side on the car, it does flop over a little bit and things can just easily fall out. Or if, for example, let's say you take it for travel, you put it under the seat of the plane, on the plane, and the seat in front of you, it's gonna be like this and things are just gonna fall out. And even with that little ring there, things are still gonna fall out. I have tried tricks like putting like a scarf, or even like an organizer to kind of keep things a little bit more in place, but I think still just the fact that things could slip out because there is no top zip really gets to me. So for me, that's another con, is just that there is no zipper closure to this, and for that reason I just find myself not wanting to use it, especially for things like travel, especially for times where I'm going to be putting it down, it's going to be maybe out of sight, or it's going to be tilted to its side. I'll just worry things are going to fall out, or somebody's going to be able to reach in and get something, or just things are going to get lost. Another reason why I am selling my Neverful is honestly for me it's somehow not big enough. And I know that sounds crazy because it is called the Neverful and you can definitely fit a lot in there. I mean, if you look at it, it's very, very roomy, very spacious. But when I compare it sometimes to other tote bags, I think because the opening is so wide on the top, I feel like I can only fill it like halfway, because if I fill it to the top, then it's just completely gonna be open like this, and then you can see everything in there. And when you wear it and when you put it on, this part here has to be kind of closed. If you have it filled up like this, it's really kind of a little bit uncomfortable. So I feel like I only end up filling it kind of halfway, maybe a little bit more, so it doesn't actually hold as much as I think it could. Some of my other tote bags are either wider or lower down. For example, my Longchamp bag, which I actually have right over here, I'll compare. And I've done a comparison of the two before, but if you look at this one versus the other one, you can see how the Longchamp is just a little bit, somehow it falls a little bit lower, and the width of it, also it can just kind of hold a little bit more. You can see it's like a little bit wider. They look so similar, but for some reason, I think just the material this is made from allows us to just hold more. And kind of, you can see with the shoulder drop, when I was talking, I can easily just put this on. It's got that zip. I can just zip it up. And for some reason, every time I've compared between the two, this one, just because it can just stretch and open up so easily, I think can just hold, whoa, I almost hit myself, can hold like a lot more in there, but then I can also close it. Whereas this one, yes, I can hold a lot, but I think there's it just doesn't give as much. It always sounds weird when I say that, but anytime I've compared between my other tote bags or beach bags that I have where I've put a lot in there, I always find this is kind of like spilling over the top, whereas those, for example, the Longchamp bag, it'll be more contained. So for me, it's a big bag. It definitely is. It's not a medium-sized bag. It's definitely a large bag, but just not as large as I guess I would like. And then another thing for me too that I realize is most of the time when I use tote bags, I'm usually using it for more casual occasions, going to work, going to the beach, going on travel, times when the bag is going to be either put away somewhere, not, watch closely, has the potential to get dirty and stained. And so then I really find myself not wanting to use a more expensive luxury bag. I'd rather use something less expensive, for example, like the Longchamp bag, or just any other simple tote bag or beach bag that's not as costly, because then I don't feel so worried about getting it dirty or something spilling in it. Usually, for example, if I'm going to work or travel or the beach, I'm gonna have like lots of water bottles and foods and snacks, sunscreen for travel, like, hand sanitizers, for work, pens and things like that. So those are things I always sometimes worry a little bit about, that it could stain the interior. It could, for example, I could be touching the handles, it could get on there. The inside lining is like a fabric kind of lining and it could stain that. And so then I tend not to get this, take this bag, because I don't want to risk getting a luxury bag, stained or dirty. Whereas my less expensive bags, I don't feel so bad if for some reason they were to get a little bit more worn or dirty, just because they didn't cost as much. And for example, if they are made out of things like nylon, like the Longchamp is, I can easily wipe it off. Or if it's made out of more of like a fabric material, like some of my beach bags might be, I could just throw it in the wash, whereas of course I wouldn't be doing that with this one. Those, I would say, are probably my top 4 reasons why I am going ahead and saying goodbye to this Neverful. I think this bag is absolutely beautiful. I think it's such a classic, such a timeless kind of piece, known and well-recognized piece from Louis Vuitton. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just everything about it is so beautiful to look at, and I love seeing it on other people. I love the red interior. I mean, I love everything about this bag. I absolutely do, as far as looks goes. Like, I can definitely admire this bag, and I can definitely see why people love this bag. Absolutely, I can. But for me, as somebody who really wants to use their bags for the purpose it was made, the reasons I would use a tote bag are things that I don't like about this one, because I just don't feel comfortable either using it. So, like I mentioned, I just don't feel comfortable using a luxury bag, I guess, as a throw around tote. The size of it is not exactly what I want. The shoulder drop is not what I want. And probably a big thing, it doesn't have a zipper. Those things are probably the main things about it that are my cons. I will not end on a negative note. I will say some of the absolute positives about this bag are how beautiful, how gorgeous it is. Just a beautiful pop of color. I do love how lightweight it is, that it's not so heavy. And I do find the shoulder straps actually quite comfortable. I mean, once it's up on my shoulder, I don't think it's, totally uncomfortable. And of course, I love that it is, a classic piece that just, I think anybody can appreciate the beauty of. But This was a hard decision for me to sell this bag. I will say it was not an easy decision. If you've been watching me on this channel, I've been going back and forth about this for some time, but one of my lovely subscribers, you know who you are, decided that she would be wanting to purchase this from me, and I think I would so much rather, even though it was hard for me to let go, and I wanted to hold on to it just because, again, it's kind of like seems like something everybody has and I should have in my collection, but I just know because I'm not using it, I feel like somebody else is going to be able to give this bag the love and attention that it needs. I don't want it to just be sitting in my closet as it's been doing all this time. I've been willing to say, okay, goodbye to this little beauty, and hopefully let it go on to a better home. So I wonder what your guys' thoughts are about the Neverful. If you do own this bag, do you love it? And those cons that I mentioned, were those cons for you? And if so, what did you do about it? And if you have a tote bag that's your favorite, if it's not the Neverful, let me know. And if it is a Neverful, please, I would love to kind of see what people's favorite tote bag is. I would say for me, it's kind of no secret. My favorite tote bag is the Longchamp, the Le Pliage, that I've had and I use to death. I do definitely prefer this over the Neverful, but I think this is beautiful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. I'd love to see you in my future videos. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.